But babe, you're changing things because of moi, her, she, the queen. You're changing the way you talk. You're changing your language. You're watching your P's and Q's. Y'all can't just be out here abusing up your members in these streets. And that's why I'm like, why are you coming for me, ho? You get to go home earlier because of me. Because I've been exposing that you look like they're like laving you out in there. So you get to spend time with your family now. You know them ones. Don't even try it, babe. Because we've been in there. We've all been in there, babes. Like that. This is what I don't understand. Like, do they think we're idiots? Like, they forget we were in there. Like, we were in there for so long, babes. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, and nothing changes in there. Nothing blood clot changes. Are you all right? It stays the same. You know, it's true. Oh, ancient of days. Even God's moved on. Don't be a hater. Be an appreciator. It'll look a lot better on you to just appreciate. But do you know what? Haters make the world go round. That's why they're all on here. Hi, darling. Oh my God, I look a bit like Dag, don't I?
And today,
hi, Leochi.
we're going to talk about those who leave you, because they are demons. I am grooming the young people.
Crazy ass. That's why he is. He just so mad. Like, then you want to write a book about those who are mad? Baby, you got to put you in there. How, Dag, how you gonna write a book on those who are mad? You're not gonna put your own damn self in that chair. Now you gonna tell me that I need a psychiatrist? What's up? You ain't gonna go see Dag. If I'm gonna take Dag. Because there's absolutely no way that you gonna tell me I need a psychiatrist, but I'm gonna take Daddy. Daddy, where you at? You gonna come to the psychiatrist with me? Because you and me, we both need to get sectioned at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's his books that mad up my head. Are you all right? Ooh. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being around, you trolls. I know you've been waiting. Dag must have been quivering and shivering in his boots this week. Ooh, like what's Leah doing? What's she about? What's she doing? Because they're studying my movements more than Dag. Afraid and scared, shooketh. Because people are leaving. And you wait until I start getting my funding, bitch. And I start doing up all the stuff I'm doing up. Babes, everyone's going to be wanting a piece of this. Are you all right? Are you okay? Hey, my love, are you all right? Like, get with the program. You lot are lucky I'm disabled. You're lucky. Oh, there's no text to see there, girl. It's just, you're just going to hear things that you've never heard in your life. Oh, no, but actually, she's not being rude. All right, oh, here you go. Let me let her see the text. All right, as you're looking at the text, because I don't want to be rude, she's not a troll, I just realised, I don't think. So just to give you a quick intro, this is my ex-cult leader. I spent 18 years in his mega church cult, okay? This is what the beef is. This is what the situation is. This is why I'm on here screaming and shouting about Dag Heward-Mills, okay? Because no one knew who this geezer was until I started talking about him. But because he's got severely indoctrinated folk in there who think that this guy is a world famous superstar, because Dag thinks he's an author and a prophet, he thinks he can sing, he thinks he can play all the instruments. It's just giving mental health, yeah? So, but he likes going around pointing the finger at everybody else, and it's quite clear that the one with all of the issues that needs the most help is Dag Heward-Mills. All right? So what I'm going to do up tonight, oh my God, I don't know where to start. Let's start with how the cult made me disabled, okay? Because that's really important. They keep asking me it. And also what you're going to notice is there's a lot of cognitive dissonance. Hey, Jay. There's a lot of cognitive dissonance up in the place. So even when information is there, like that girl's asked to read it, I'm sure she's going to get the information. And so she knows where I'm going. But the cult trolls, you'll give them this, the information will be there. To the point where your cult leader's looking like the DEVIL. Look, when I put my camera like this, I look like Dag. What are you telling me, babes? How are you do you think this guy's from God? All right, babes. It's just giving. You're saying I need a psychiatrist, but babe, out of everybody you do, because you're sitting there every Sunday lapping this up, buying invisible blessings. You're going to the front thinking that this geezer is going to heal you. And I'm the one that needs a psychiatrist. Oh, baby. Sweetie pie, you're not even in this reality. You're in a distorted reality chair. That's why you're in there, babes. My life ain't perfect, but it's getting sorted out. Let's say that again. Let's say that again. My life ain't perfect, but it's getting sorted out. I'm not living in a fantasy dream world. My head's not in the cloud, baby. I'm not waiting for miracle money to fall from the sky. I'm writing a book. You know, like physically getting my backside and my bumper ass clot, sitting down, getting out. I bought the laptop. I saved my money. I bought the laptop. I'm sitting here, I'm writing the book. So when I release the book and people buy the book, because I've put energy, that's energy that I've put in there. Energy equals currency. I have to teach you because they don't teach you nothing up in there apart from being a lave. You lot's minds have been colonized. You got chain. They took chains off our hands and put chains on our minds. That ain't mine though. I heard that today on TikTok because I'm not like Dag. I'm not a plagiarist. I don't just like take people's works and songs and just put my own lyrics over it. You know, my ex-cult leader Dag, he takes like, you know, like Michael Jackson's tunes, well-known tunes like Bob Marley, and he's got some woman who sings like down the Lord. I can't even do this girl's voice. Like, it's just everything in there is just the MESS. And the thing is, because everyone's been conditioned and controlled for like years, like since the 80s, to like love Ida and love everything that Dag says, he's had everybody agreeing with him in the self-sealing system. But now the bubble is getting burst. Lay your roof, are you here? The bubble is getting burst. Yeah. So I'm just going to talk about how Dag made me disabled. And then I'm going to get into a lot of different things. It's going to be, all right, babe, do you think the can we see the texting? Do you think it's genuine or do you think they're trying to distract me? Just make up your mind, my love, and just do what you need to do. Whatever you feel. All right, so, all right, so I want to just talk about how this cult made me disabled. And it's very personal, and this didn't happen overnight. This was slow violence. I want people to understand it. This is the kind of harm that builds up quietly in the body while you're being told it's God's will, you're doing God's work, you're doing this, but when you're going up and down, you're getting stressed, you're having to make things impossible. Another thing is they've got a lot of deadlines and targets and like unrealistic goals. So it's called a high control group, but I wanna argue that I think they should be called high pressure control groups, because when I think back to like the early days in the cult, like I've worked in high pressure environments, you know, like local government, a lot of people in finance. Those are like the finance jobs, you know, like where like I worked for a local authority and local government, yeah, and I was managing a project where if I didn't get the targets, like the young people, I would not get paid. My role would not get paid from the European Social Fund. That's who we were funded from at the time, yeah. So it's like that project is our bread and butter. So we looked at like easy wins, like getting people who are transferring from college, school into college during the summer holidays, that we would get the funding. And this is the kind of thing that church cults do. It's about ticking boxes. That's why you'll find a lot of people who are in these church cults, they're doctors, they're nurses, a lot of them work in the local authority. A lot of them will just be doing like jobs that you didn't even know existed, because the local authority is sloppy. They can get away with dragging their feet. I worked in the local authority for nearly a decade. I'm not even being kind. Most of the people who work in local authority, they don't get paid for their work. They've been working there for years. They're washed up and rinsed out. They're just a lot of them have been there so long. They're just waiting for, you know, like a restructure where they can get a redundancy payout. So they have absolutely no interest in the work that they're doing, and they're working with very vulnerable people, but they just don't care. Hi Ben. They just don't care. So when I was in that world, I tried my best. To treat young people and vulnerable people with respect and dignity, and you know what I mean. I take like the position that I was doing before. Although I'm not a practicing social worker right now, I have an MA, and I apply those ethics to how I'm dealing and working with survivors, like dignity, empathy, trust. All of that is so important. Hey, Christ First. He's just a DEVIL. You know that guy Drusky did a skit about mega church pastors. This is what he is. All right, that's all it is. Oh, thanks, Ben. That's all it is. Hey, Christ First. You know, Drusky did that thing where the guy was flying in. They had a Strange Woman concert. I can't be bothered to get the picture out because, guys, I'm just not feeling. You lot know I'm like bedridden at the moment because they made me disabled. Babe, I'm getting assessed for a friggin' a mobility. What's that thing called? You know the thing that the mobility thing? Because I can't blood clot drive. Are you all right? I'm on tramadol now. They're telling me to take 2 tramadol. Now they're telling me to double my medication because nothing's working. It's working to a certain extent, and you lot can see I'm getting stronger. But why am I still in my bed? Why can't I walk? And it's like, I get it. I know I have to rest. I know it's my body saying I've got to rest. But it's like, I want to do so much and I can't. And it's because of DAG. It's because of the cult. It's because I rinsed myself out. So it's like, I have, my organs are the organs of like, yeah, that DAG is witchcraft. The witchcraft. My organs. But it's not the witchcraft that you think. It's not broomsticks and what they call crystals and tarot cards. It's these guys. And that's what my argument is. That the devil is not a real person. It's psychology. It's the ability for someone to get into your mind. Haynes in the car. It's the ability for someone to get in your mind. And then when they get in your mind, it's like their whole belief system, how they think, how they whatever. They've taken over your mind. That's the real witchcraft. That's why Lavery, they had to take over our minds before they started taking over land, and it's exactly the same. That's why you can't separate Lavery and religion. There's no way because you've got the Arabs and that religion that they think and that, and then you've got the other. Do you know what I mean? It's like, come on, you lot, wake up. Skit reminded me of Michael Todd. Yeah, Drisky sits were amazing, right on point. Yeah. Right on time. I'm not always there when you call, but I'm always on time. And I gave you my all. Now, baby, be mine. I'm not always there. Sorry, I'm just showing off. I'm just letting everybody know who's on her, over her, that you're dealing with a superstar. I can sing it better than Ashanti. I'm not always there when you call, but I'm always on time. And I gave you my all. Now, baby, be mine. You ain't heard it so good in your blood clot MF life. Are you all right? That's me bedridden, bitch. Can't move my legs properly. Can't walk, but I can still sing. That's what I'm saying to you. Like, apparently Dag's put a curse on, but me, if I was going to put a curse on someone, I'm going to do something to affect their mouth and teeth. I'm not going to be doing up legs. Why are you doing up legs when my most productive tool is the internet? Make it make sense. But you don't have no sense. You got cognitive dissonance in the car. You've got indoctrination, severe indoctrination in the car, severe. So I would rather take advice from my nearly 9-year-old daughter than anyone that attends this ministry, including Dag Mills. All right? Because narcissists usually have the mindset of like an 11-year-old. And with the different facial expressions that we saw the morning of this little First Love rendition that Dag was doing up, you know, it was just giving little boy. Do you know what I mean? It's just giving little boy. Do you know what I mean? Like lost little boy, you know, struggling to find himself. But then he goes into like from little boy. He jumps from like victim mode to like EVIL. Thank you, my love. It just jumps from him trying to feel sorry for himself. Ross Clark. You see, Dag, yeah, I've never seen anything. Oh, God, Lord God. I've never seen anything like it. Like, they try and do so much PR with this guy. They've tried to do so much. Dag has got like this, a worldwide ministry apparently. He's got all these people working under him. He's never been able to bust. Like the way TD Jakes has. Hey, Queen Innes. Hey, Queen Ange. Sorry, guys, I'm on a roll because, you know, I've got to be quick because my energy, I can't even pay attention. Like, but hey, love you guys. He's tried to be on the level of TD Jakes, this, that. Oh, did he? Oh, no. The curse is on Dag, baby. Thank you, because 70% of his income has been affected. And I'm about to expose this church cult differently. A lot of people are leaving as well. Their church cults are empty. Thanks, Emma B. Have you seen First Love Centre in Accra recently, baby boy? Because what they're doing is they're spacing out the chairs in Ghana, Accra Love Centre. Next time you go, clock it. That's what they used to do back in the day so that you don't notice. Hey, Emma B. so that you don't notice that the church is finishing. Where people used to be on the balcony. Babe, I study. Dag is my life. I study him better than you. There was no one that was a harder follower than me. Are you alright, bitch? I'm a spiritual daughter of the house. Do you know how hard it is? Everybody says they're a spiritual daughter of the house. But back in my day, you see now, it's just quickly like they're just making these young pastors bishops, and they're just putting them over these churches because they're trying to like discard all the old guys. But what I would say to you is the people that are there from the old school times like me, it was a different elitist culture that they were doing up there. So there were people who were there for 10 years like myself, etc., that weren't getting made pastors. It was like it was like the trophy to get it. It was like rare gold and diamond. But now it's just cheap, like Auntie Mommy, Lady Reverend Adelaide, just cheap. Yeah, a lot of the young guys from the ends of the pot. Yeah. Everything's cheap. That's in there. Do you know what I mean? Even when they try to wear designers and whatever, like Dag's trying to do up like the mega church pastor aesthetic. And do you know what, Dag? You should have stuck to your kaftan chair. It doesn't suit you, Daddy. I wish it did. Daddy, I love you, but it doesn't. All right. All of them. What did you have on your friggin' shirt the other day? Unicorns, giraffes. Emma PJ, you need to ask him to borrow one of his shirts, yeah. He had on some giraffes on there. Who's styling Dag? If I start seeing the man them in these pastel shirts with these fruity patterns on these shirts, oh God, that's when you're gonna see me. Like, you lot are all gonna get exposed, share. All of you lot, the ones that no one knows, because I don't have time for that. Why is he getting you lot to walk outside looking like an idiot? Now, when people ask me what my grievances are, these are the kind of things. Like, why have we got brothers that are acted like females, especially in Ghana? Oh, I love Ghana. I love the men out there. You guys are so masculine. I bet you guys are saying, oh, she's a mad girl. That's all you're saying, because you've never seen girls like me, unfortunately. Have you travelled? Have you left Accra? Have you been to London? London. Before? Have you walked the paved streets of London? So if you haven't done that, sweetie, why are you believing a man that looks like this? That's feeding you propaganda and incorrect information. Yeah, because you don't know a thing, do you? Yeah? Hi, Ethereal. You don't know a damn thing. That's why you guys, you don't know whether you want to try and move to me, and because you're all here defending Dag. But if tomorrow I said, oh babe, I'll marry you, come and get your papers, come over here, you'd be getting that plane at in Heathrow. Yeah? All right. So why are you coming on here trying to have some chat for me? Do you know who I am? Baby, I've got the upper hand on you in so many different ways. You guys believe that because I'm this tone and complexion that I have the power over you. That's why you worship a man like Dag. Because you let the Obroni man rule you from way back. You worship the Obroni. So you're going to worship me. That's all it is. All I have to do is talk like this, isn't it? Who do you think this is? This is Leia. My name is Leia Lauder. That's Mrs. Leia Lauder to you. What are you telling me, huh? Are you all right? You don't need to bow down. Yeah. Hey guys, you need to bow down, yeah? That's why God chose me. Because Dag's all about this. This is all he's about. And the thing is, the only thing better that God could have done was made me an Obroni woman. But because over here, they don't really care about stuff like that in the UK, because we're an advanced, I want to say civilization, because it is, when we get into this rhetoric, it does start to get quite barbaric. Yeah. We're ahead and we're advanced with our level of thinking in terms of trauma-informed education approaches, etc., etc. In terms of our government, you guys just have corruption. There's nothing there. All right, you just got the parliament guys. When I look good on a good day, I can just finesse them £1,000 just like that. So you're coming in and you're chatting your chat saying this, that, and the third, when I could come to your country and finesse the man them and get easily paid because you're that DUMB. Yeah, and then you want to come on and be having what chat? When you worship me because I'm an Obroni. And that's the point that I'm getting to. The only reason why God shows me is because over here it's education. It's what you know that matters in the more civilized Western, you know, the Western world. Because that's how you lot see it. I don't see it like that. I would love to be in Ghana. I'd love to trade places with you and be in Africa, my motherland. Are you all right? Picking fruit from the tree, being with the earth. I'm a blow clock here. I can live outside in nature. It's my dream, actually. But y'all don't know what you got because you lot were indoctrinated and brainwashed by the Obroni man. All right? So don't come on here having chat for me when my whole beef is that I'm over her and you're over there and you want to be her and I want to be there because you've been brainwashed by the Obroni. You don't know what your blood clot got. Do you know who I am outside in these streets? Baby, I'm woke. I'm woke with a capital W. I am woke, baby, all day. I'm woke. I'm never sleeping, chair. I'm woke 24 hours a day. So if you're going to come on here, make sure you got your ish together. You can articulate yourself, speak in full sentences. Not only are you going to come in here and give me scriptures, because, baby, I can give you scriptures. Let's go verse for verse. Are you all right? I was in there for 18 years. Bitch, I can teach you a thing or two. Not only do you have to be quoting scriptures, but I also want empirical, scientific, factual evidence to back up what you're saying, ho. Because I do that. So if you want to come on my live and be doing up something, we are going to be looking at this from a bio-psycho, social, spiritual lens. And if you can't do that, sit on the sub. Not even the sub bench. Just sit down. Just in the corner over there. Time out. It's crazy how his birthday is like a whole national day in the church. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Girl. Oh, do you know what? I'm so glad that you've said this. Do you know what, babe? They make it like in cults, basically they have rituals, like events that become like ritualized events. So it's like it's a ritual, like you can't miss it. It's not like mandatory. And this is what he's done every year. He's tried to make it like a national holiday. You know, like how in America they have 4th of July, like we get bank holidays, Christmas. Dag has tried to make it like that. So not only is it his birthday, they call it Honor Thy Prophet Day. Dag claims that, oh God, I think he claims that he founded the first church cult in, it was when he was coming on the plane from the UK and he was walking down the streets looking for a church, and then he realised, oh, it's my birthday today. This man can tell lies. Because I was laughing and saying, oh yeah, his birthday happened to fall on the same day that he founded the church. All right, Dag. Even the story that he says, it doesn't make sense because you didn't find the church. You didn't have your first service on your birthday. It's such a reach. You're stretching now. You're not even what else can we say apart from, because it's not even a stretch. It's just gaslighting. That's all it is. Stretchy gaslighting. Are you all right? So because you were walking down the street on your birthday, that makes it Founders Day. Because you were walking on the curb, you were walking on the side street looking for a church cult. That makes it Founders. Oh, are you all right? Are we 5? Are we 5? If you're in there, I'm sorry. If you're in there as an adult, yeah. Because it is giving the zoo in there. That's what it's giving. I want to go and see the spectacular. I want to go and see the animals that are almost extinct. You know the animals that are coming into extinction. I just want to go and see. Like, that's what it's given. Like in 2026, if you're attending these types of establishments, it's only back home. Everyone else is waking up. They're saying that there's a revival. There's no revival. It's like there's no revival. It's second gen young people that have either strayed, like gone away from the faith, where they still have that like embedded in their DNA. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because it's like the generations. But usually this happens because they get exponential growth like every so many years or whatever. And then they go in it and then they experience what we've experienced. And then it's like another cohort or whatever. So survivors, don't get discouraged by the propaganda and the lies from the media. We just have to stay focused and consistent because we know the truth. And you've got to be honest, guys. Like, it's very hard for them to paint a picture that is not true. We've seen that. So I don't trust what these BBC and whatever say, and I trust my I trust my TikTok FYP timeline, you know them ones. Are you all right, bitch? Like, it's more reliable. You're all right. when things come up on TikTok, yeah, I see some people talk about some guys. I don't think I'm going to be on here for long because I am ill. But at least we've had a little chin wag, innit? We've had a little... I'll share like one... Do you lot want me to share one thing before I go from my book? Or do you just want a chin wag? What do you want? Because I want to make sure I rest tonight. So like this week I can do a few lives. But guys, I'm not going to lie. The book is coming along so good. Like you guys are going to friggin' love it. And I've already got like another survivor. Another survivor has done like 3 pieces so far. And I've put it in like the full body of the work. So it's like a collection. It's like a collection of, oh guys, it's beautiful, man. I just feel like this book is gonna really like immortalize the work that we've done. Oh, thanks, Softy. Who's that? Soft Life. Hey babes. Soft Life, I need to talk to you about something actually. So it's just like go. But one thing I am happy about is, guys, you know what? You see, when it comes to like my health and stuff that's going on, I really do believe in the flow of the universe, of life, yeah? All right, then I'll do that before I go, Haynes. And since I became more spiritual than religious, I just trust. Like, even if anyone else was going through what I'm going through currently, I think they just would have got sectioned. But because I just trust in the flow and cycle of life, I just know that this is part of what's happening, and I trust in the greater plan and purpose that at the end it will get better. Before, I used to, when I was religious, I just used to let it like consume me. Then I'd be going to religious psychosis, praying in tongues, rather than actively sending the emails. Or when I've sent the emails now, I'm praying in tongues, I'm like, glory to God. But it's because you sent about 5 emails to management, to this, to that. You don't give any credit to the physical like work that you did, which common sense will say like someone physically had to send that email in order for people to look at it, to even consider you getting that call. But now all of a sudden it's because you prayed for 3 hours with Prophet Ajuju Mama. You know what I mean? It's like, what? And they got some weird names. His name will be Ajuju Mama Miracle. I'm like, what? Like, what's the name of that guy that's got the beard? Guys, come on, man. We just have to keep it real, because this is what they do. Thank you, babe. This is what they do. This is literally what they do. And you know what? That's why God had to have me marry a Nigerian for 10 years. Be in a Ghanaian cult for 18 years. Like, get embedded into the culture so much that it's like... it's not like they made me African, or... Because I did put on like a pseudo personality to fit in. Yes, we know that. But it's not like they made me African, because I am African. And it even caused me to do my DNA, and like... Obviously, the Caribbean blood doesn't really show up in us Caribbeans, because we're either going to be showing, you know, mainly Ghana or Nigeria. We all know that the main, you know, it's like the Africans that migrated or whatever, went there through slavery or whatever. But my point is, there are some, is it Maroons? The original Caribs, do you understand? So some people do have that Carib blood in them. But mine is just straight African. Do you know what I mean? So no one's going to tell me this, that, and the third. But... the reason why I think I'm a bit interesting is because my heritage is Caribbean. So my dad's like a yardie, like a proper yardie, but I don't F with him. Do you know what I mean? He's back home. He's in Jamaica. I'm in Akira. I'm in Double Clark here. But my dad's a yardie, and then my mum's just a queen. So my mum was young, innit? She had me at 19, so she didn't know, bless her. And that's the way I see it. You know when you get older, I'm just like, my mum was just, you know, he was a bad man. You know what I mean? Like, he was that guy, like MCing in the... I get it. Thanks, Emma B. I get it. My mum's a hot gal. She was young. I get it. And that's when you can show some empathy and da-da-da. You don't show empathy when your parents are full-blown narcissist, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Please take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because my mum's not a narcissist, but I think my dad is. It's giving Dag Heward Mills. Because, you know, allegedly Dag Heward Mills' son unalived himself. Oh, I love David. He was the best one. They always say the good unalive young though, innit? And it's true. Like, I find when it's like brothers and one unalives, it's always the good brother that gets taken. Because now we're just left with Joshua. David was the true, like, if you want to say anointed one or whatever. When David used to sing, he used to feel the presence of God. He had such a love. It wasn't even like he had the best voice, but he's got a better voice than Joshua. But I think when he sung, like, I think he sung true, you know, like he was really singing to God, child. Oh, David was lovely. And that's why even the people who are talking about David, you know, putting up the pictures and stuff, when I was seeing people put up the pictures, I was like, did you know him, babe? Because David didn't step foot. When did Joshua get married? I think that was the last time that y'all saw David Ewan Mills chat. I think his girlfriend in America that he was with at the time saw him more than y'all church cult member attendees. Am I right or am I right? I think I hear crickets, don't I? Because Josh was having a good life. He was a psychiatrist living in America, had a girlfriend. So you lot can't hide the truth for so long. Do you know what I mean? Minakira, you lot are trying to do up kidney failure. It's fine, babes. Minakira, because everything that's in the dark, it comes out in the light in the end. Do you know what I mean? And it is soft life. I'm not going to lie. When I first heard the news about David, I was bawling. I was bawling because I knew. Ethereal, it is. I knew when I heard how he'd unalived, I knew he'd done it. I just knew it. Like, obviously, this is allegedly, but I'm just saying how I felt within my heart, especially the season that it was as well, because it was in Holy Week. Like, I think Dag had to go and preach like a day or two after that had happened, and it was in what do they call it? Is it Independent Times Square? They've got it in Ghana. It's like a really big, like when the president has to do a talk or whatever, because Dag thinks he's the president, chair. He loves it. Again, this is another ritual thing that they do. Do you know what? Yeah, let's go back to who's that Gerber? Let's go back to what we were talking about. That Queen brought up about Founders Day, Honour Thy Prophet. So on May the 14th, it's Dag's birthday and Founders Day. All the members are instructed to put money, cash, in an envelope, or they encourage you to buy a card, write a message in it, and they used to be like, oh, he'll probably never see it, but it's the thought that counts. I could imagine Bishop Richard IE, he's EVIL, sitting somewhere with all the pastors and saying to them, you must encourage your members to get a card, and when they get that card, they must write in the card, because it makes the members feel like they are holding on to something, they are holding on to something, and they are really giving to a prophet. So we have to encourage them to buy the card, because when they buy the card, they will commit, and then they will remember when they have the card to get the cash out. This is what they do. It's all psychology. And I didn't clock it, man. But when you're young, DUMB, and naive, you don't know nothing. Your prefrontal cortex hasn't even finished forming. Like, you do not know nothing. Like, the stuff that I have learnt today is because my life depended on it. And it was literally knowledge that saved me. I can't even lie to you, but not like, I think about people who aren't able to like learn in a certain way. And that's why I love things like TikTok, because some people can like hear more rather than, going and doing the research and putting things together. And I'm off now, Leah. Oh, all right, darling. See you later. I'll call you as soon as I start to feel a bit better. It's just crazy. Like, I just sit here and I think sometimes, wow, is this where we're at? But do you know what, collective? I absolutely love you. Did I tell you that today? Oh my God. You lot, I'm actually starting to feel like, I'm not going to lie, the pain is crazy. I cussed off my GP today. I said, I need to come off the phone. I said, you're exasperating my mental health. You know them ones. Are you all right? All of them are exasperating my mental health. All the workers. Me not care. Me not blood clot here. Because, babes, I was working in the Children's and Family Services for over 20 years, and I've got a social work master's. So if you are not following the professional codes of practice and conduct, your ass is going to be in trouble. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not having it. When you're working with me, baby, you better just make sure that you follow your ABCs, your 1, 2, 3s, and your blood clot P's and Q's. You know them ones. Know the safeguarding and legislation, and know what you're doing with me, baby. Because you're not going to be able to just fob me off and tell me you can't do this. You can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you blood clot can. According to the Equality Act, yes, you can, babes. I think you need to look again. Yeah. I'm not the one. Oh, you recently started going to them. Oh, I'm starting a podcast. It's all to come, baby. 2026. But remember, according to the Gregorians and the I don't know what to call them. I think I'm just gonna call them pagans. These are the people like Dag and all them people that follow the Gregorian calendar. You know, the EVIL ways of doing things when you're stuck and trapped in the matrix. So they still think that they believe that we're in a new year. But when you look at the months like October, it's literally like you know, like it's supposed to be the 8th month. And this is common knowledge. When you look at the January, February, August, that was named after Augustus. Yeah. And then the other one from Feb, I forget his name, he got jealous, and that's why we have February. All right, babes. So actually, the new year starts when nature's leaves and the flowers blossom in spring. That's how we know a new beginning, a new year is arising. The flowers are telling us, bitch. It's in the sky. The birds are blood clot chirping. Animals that have been in hibernation underground, they start to come out. You're telling me that you? So I'm gonna listen to the animals, babes. Yeah. I would rather listen to, yes, Soft Life, Blood Clot, April 1st. I would rather listen to the animals and look at nature. My tree that I go and sit by and hug, and my tree that I love my tree. You know, I can tell by my blood clot tree over there. When it's a new year and this and that, the seasons and cycles change. Everything goes against. That's why don't you get it, guys? That's why we're up. Because everything is trying to go against the nature and the laws of like nature and what's around. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like the laws and the whatever's governing. Do you know what I mean? The invisible things that we can't see. And the biggest robbery is that they've tried to fool us to think that we're average. We're regulars. Just here. Like how can, like guys, we've been for years, it's so sad. Guys, we are literally a planet that is floating in space. And there's all these other planets and we're all rotating around the sun. Something ain't right, man. Something ain't right, chair. You lot, when you're on here, because I don't know what's going to come out. This is giving Truman Show. Is anyone else feeling this? There's something up, man. Because when you come out of, guys, this is what I call the religious 3D matrix. I've got a book coming out in March and I've coined this new term, religious 3D matrix. Even animals know what seasons we are in. Yeah, straight. And once you break out of this religious matrix, yeah, I've got another theory that I'm not ready to talk about. When I release the book, then I'm going to do like a video, like a breakout video, which is going to be introducing like all of my new theories and just taking us deeper to really start setting people free now, really helping professionals, you know, all different peoples, but professionals and educators mainly. That's why I'm looking for the highly educated, like my intellects, my geniuses, my thinkers, my philosophers. Like these are the people that I'm really trying to target with this book, aside from the survivors, because me not blood clot here. If I care about the other people, I want smart people, intellects, yeah, that's the future. You're all right. We've got AI, so you got to be smart. You just got to have a natural gift of intelligence. The people who are going to rise up in this season are going to be people like with natural gift of intelligence, period. But that intelligence, it's not just intelligence to do with like talking, or because remember, everyone's intelligence looks different, and even the way that we've been taught what intelligence looks like is also a lie. So guys, I want you to hear what I'm saying, like beyond the words. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna share something quickly, guys, and then I'm gonna go. Yeah. Because I am actually really unwell, but I had to come on, man. Like I was like, let me just come on and show people, guys, my stomach, my back. And it's like, I've got the medication and it helps, but it doesn't take away all of the pain. But I was just thinking today, I don't even care. Like, they could try and say they're cursing me or whatever, but babes, do you know what I've been through? I don't care. This is just the last thing now. I'm just like, I surrender all. This is where I am. I surrender Savior, I surrender. You lot don't feel that vibration in the church. Everybody in there is just criminals. Yeah, expose it up, innit? Yes, Mr. Ice. Oh God, I love it when people come in their little anonymous accounts. You know what I mean? And they're just like, expose it. I'm like, yeah, babe. Me not care. Every time I open my mouth, they're getting exposed, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just like, what are they trying to do up? Oh my God, guys, I've got so much here. You know what? I'm just going to pick something to quickly share. I think I'm going to share... Do you not want me to share a biopsychosocial response to spiritual abuse and systemic harm? So basically, in other words, this is when people leave high control systems, like what happens, or I can talk about what's the other bit? Oh yeah, this is quite interesting actually. This is a new concept that I formed with ChatGPT, going through some thoughts, and it's epistemology, power, and why this actually puts us closer to Jesus Christ and not away from him, or Yeshua. So it depends what you lot fancy. Do you fancy getting into the epistemology of, you know, what that means and how that connects to Christ, because they don't know who the hell he is? Or do you want me to go into more of the theory, and that, because I've got a theory called the biopsych. Actually, I don't want to do that. I can't give that away just because Rachel reigns at loose in these streets, child. That girl is teeth, child. So I'm just gonna, I don't want no one to know my movements. That's why I've been silent, child. Just let him be. I'm the observer now. Let me watch y'all. Let me see what y'all are doing. But I can get a little bit into what my view is on spiritual abuse and systemic harm. No one's saying, you lot, what do you want me to do? Or I can do a critique of Those Who Are Mad by Dag. Or I can talk about Dag being medically trained and how he gaslights us through his false doctrine. Come on, guys. What one do you want to hear? Ooh, you lot have liked it up there, innit? Come on, guys. Do you want to hear something about Dag? Or do you want to hear... Have you heard anything about Faith and Victory Church in Woolwich? I have. What was number 2? How does Dag gaslight chair? All right. What was number 2? That was that Dag. I have heard of Faith and Victory. We love our Max, don't we? Max is just in the closet, babe, allegedly. I know that that's Max's daddy's church cult. I know his daddy looks... It's a MESS. I know there's a lot of controversies going on in there. I know they're teething from the young. I did expose it, but probably need to revisit Faith and Victory. Are you a survivor? Thanks for the follow. Are you a survivor? If you're a survivor, I'm going to say, like, message me. Because I haven't had anyone come forward yet. Oh, hey, bro. Hey, HJ, I haven't had anyone come forward that's been, like, on to me, like, listen, I want you to expose. That's the only time, like, I really expose a church cult, because I get loads of people coming to me, guys. It has to take, like, one person to say, okay, this is it, blah, 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 you know, and, like, follow it through, like, provide me with those receipts. Because, you know, I love receipts, but I love the way survivors work, because I am attracting quite witty people, you know, people who are quite great thinkers, like minds, and I love it. Even I'm like, ooh, you know, God's outdone himself. You know, when I look back and I'm reading the book, I'm like, oh shit, is this mine? Thanks, Pete. No, I just got approached by someone as I was sitting at the train station. It was giving cult. It's definitely a cult, yeah. You know, I'm getting a lot of that, like a lot of cults that are operating, and I'm so glad that the awareness is there now, because I don't care, do you know what I mean? I don't care about, like, you know, going on radio and doing these shows and talking on podcasts, and I care about people, bitch. Like, I was there for 18 years. I'm No one gets it. No one gets it. No one gets it. They're always so young. I'm sorry, I sent someone an invite by accident. They're always so young and always trying to psycho. And I'm like, ooh. Yeah, it's true, innit? Yeah, and when they look at you, yeah, they look deep into your soul. They look deep into your soul, yeah. All right. I think it's got this one. Yeah. All right. So basically, let me give you lot of the tea. I'm gonna explain now, Nana. Okay, just stay around. All right. So I'm gonna break this all the way down. So this guy, as you can see, is just EVIR. He claims to be a prophet, but y'all know what Drisky and them man are doing. All of them are getting exposed. It's just the same thing. You get me? Fake church cult thing that he's going in with. Do you know what I mean? Teeth and money. He's got all the poor, you know, brothers and sisters on the other side of town from our motherland, you know. Just got them in there like laves, just following him because he's the Obroni man. If you get it, you get it, guys. Like up the live, guys. Like up the live, man. Because they like to try and prevent things from happening. All right, let's get it. So Dag was doing one of he claims it's a flow church cult. It's a flow prayer, but I like to call it a coercive control broadcast. So they call it flow prayer, but I call it coercive control broadcasters. That's exactly what it is. Dag uses this time. I thought they were waking up at 9. They wake up at like 6 a.m. Chair. They're there from 6 a.m. doing up glossalia. Glossalia. That's what the psychology term is, Chair. Literally causes you brain damage. If you lot want to see what I'm talking about how the tongues causes you brain damage, then you can go over to my main account, Leah Lauder, and you'll see it on there because it's pinned on my post, yeah. Because what we're not gonna have anymore, and what we're not gonna be doing up, is you lot trying to come and act like you're better than everyone else. But you can't do that anymore. You lot can't do that anymore because everyone. That's why I'm trying to get where the revival is. Because I feel like everyone I'm talking to is just like a little bit more liberal. Even if they're like Christian and stuff, they're like more liberal. And then there's like people who are just like not with the religion thing at all. They're just not with it. So I'm thinking I would love to like see all these people. They should do like a big televised event. Like let us see the actual, because I just don't believe that. They're all corrupt, yeah. You can't believe nothing that they say, baby. Oh my God, guys, I'm so hot. All right, I'm going to be on here a little bit longer. Let me do this one so I can go and try and get some rest. Because, guys, when I tell you, you have no idea. All right. So I'm going to get into it because he was on his live. And as you know, I've lost, like, feeling to my legs. I've got pins and needles. I've got my back pain has like, the reason why I've come on is because my back pain has subsided a little bit. So when they've told me to up my medication because I'm on tramadol and that. So the back pain has eased for me to be able to come on and speak to you lot. Like that's the seriousness of what's going on. I can't believe it. Like I'm just sitting here and I'm just thinking to myself, I cannot believe that these people made me go disabled. Like I didn't even think this was possible. Like I thought the way someone became disabled was like they get run over or they get like a disease that like impacts them, like, you know, something serious like cancer, or like my nana operation went wrong. I didn't understand the science behind how diseases and sicknesses are formed, like what that breeding ground, that fertile environment is that you have to create internally for that disease to just spread and just take over your body. If you imagine like an ivy just all inside your internal organs, that's how I envisage it. Dag, I'm not bush like you, so my exemplaries will be very, you know, it's giving, you know, like old English, rustic. We've got the green accents of foliage like ivy with, you know, the white and gold accents, maybe even perhaps rose gold, and then we're just going to do white roses. You're not accustomed to that palette. You try to be, but it's just giving Accra man, trying to be a British man. Do you know what I mean? So let's not do that. All right. So he was doing a flow prayer thing, and he was suggesting indirectly through, I think it was Deuteronomy, that the reason why I'm ill and I'm having problems with my mobility, this, that, and the third, is because he's cursed me, apparently. And you know why I'm so I'm actually offended by this, because I think it's well out of order. Because it's like, is it not enough that you did this to me, your ministry? You know, loads of people are unaliving in your ministry. Bishop Oko had a heart attack. They're dropping like flies in there. And if Dag doesn't create it because he's pushed you so hard from his ministry, then he's created it because he's painted you as the black sheep, pushed you outside the family to the point of insanity like his own blood son. And ever since then, Lady Reverend Adelaide, Auntie Mommy, she's never been the same. That woman's going to fake it till she makes it, bless her, because that's all she knows. She comes from that, you know, that era of like the 40s and that, like, she's going to be like that till the day she unlives, you know what I mean? What's she going to do now? That's it for her. And that's why in that ministry that there's no femininity. It's almost like, if you didn't know the structure of that ministry, you would think that Dag was either not married or that he was married to someone else, a little bit more like Ida, because Ida travels everywhere with him historically. Okay, so you lot get the context, yeah? So what we're going to look at is why a cult leader claims credit for a survivor's illness. A psychological, neuroscientific and sociological analysis with citations. So let's be absolutely clear first. My illness is not caused by a man, a curse, or a spiritual act. It is the predictable outcome of long-term stress, trauma, medical neglect and abuse. What Dag Heward Mills did was claim ownership over harm he caused, not power. Thanks, guys. Like up the live. Please subscribe to my YouTube, guys. I'm going to be on there tomorrow. And also, because I might even just do YouTube sometimes, guys, you know. So sometimes you guys might see me put on TikTok, oh, I'm on YouTube. Because I get less people on there. It's a little bit more, you know what I mean? You know what, like, as I'm recovering. Because you see now, pain started to kick in. But you know what, guys? I said, F it, I'm going to come on, man. Me not here. You lot are going to see me in the same dressing gown you've been seeing me in for 3 weeks. You're going to see me with my bonnet on. You're going to see me like... Because I'm disabled, bitch. This is what it is. I'm looking at getting a wheelchair or a mobility... You know, one of them scooters. But I don't care. I don't care. That's fine. I'm not trying to do what fashion... I'm trying to do what being able to be mobile, babes. Because I'm disabled. And I'm not being funny. I'm proud. Because... Like disabled people, there's like this stigma, and it's like, oh, disabled people are like this. And my fight has been people to see because I don't, my disability is not visible. It makes it even blood clot worse. It makes it even blood clot worse that it would have been so much easier if I had a disability, like if you physically could see the pain on me. But it's all internal, it's all my organs. I'll be sitting here, you'll be thinking I'm fine. Oh my God, the way I'm getting the stabbing pains in my back, in my side, then my legs are going numb, getting pins and needles. Guys, it's wild, you know. I can't even. So now that I'm starting to get the pain, just got to rearrange myself a little bit. Guys, I can't do nothing. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. I had a vision of love, and it was all that you've given to me. I had a vision of love. I just felt like singing that. Yeah, what is it with my organs? You gonna find out, girl. But basically, because they worked me like a dog in there, yeah, like, my organs have aged a lot more. You know, like how elderly people, they age physically, but it's not the shell, it's the organs. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why their kneecaps go like that, and you know, they go into like dementia, and they go into, but it's the stress and the toll on the body over time, because no one can live forever. But if you've got someone who's like a lathe, like laving it out, they're going to work, even though they're getting sick, they're still going and building houses. And, you know, it takes a toll on not only the physical, but the internal. And that's what it was like. It was like building, because we're building like, not only are they spiritual empires in our mind. Oh, you get it. Okay. But it's their organizations. They paint them as churches, but they're businesses, they're organizations. You have to make that organization work. And then they've got like branches. So they've usually got like one big headquarters where the leader sits, and he's, you know, the king of the castle, the epicenter. So Dag's epicenter is in Ghana. And that will be where all the money, everything, all the information, it all flows to Ghana. And then Ghana is like top down, and it all flows back into the rest of the world. It's mad. Oh, I need to talk about the epicenters in my book. Can someone remind me to talk about the epicenters in my book? Please, 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 guys, tomorrow. I just want to add it in tomorrow. Because that is so key. And then the smaller branches, there might, because you got to remember, yeah, out of the leaders, you might see 100 people there, but they're going to have like 10 to 17 leaders at best. Because you've got to remember, they've got to be committed, like in marital commitment. They've got to be ready to drop everything, even if their wife is in labor, to serve you, to serve the pastor, to serve the cult. If they ain't got that level of like commitment and loyalty and whatever, then they're not in their mind, you're not a proper member. You're not like a son or a daughter of the house. We can't depend on you. Can you imagine? You guys, you could have been serving in there for 20 years. Yeah, been at every single service, done up everything for them for the past 20, but it could be like one thing that you do and they blacklist you and you got to start all again. They got no mercy in there. Wicked. So one of the main ones, the example that I'll use, it's always the woman. You know, if the woman makes a mistake, like it has schmegs with a guy, or, you know, like she falls in sin or whatever. It's like all of a sudden now, all the woman's been in praise and worship for 7 years, you know. She's been serving faithfully in the church cult. She made one little mistake and now she's blacklisted. She's seen as a strange woman. She can't sing anymore. She's got to be in the choir, work herself up. But then you've got Joshua effing out, sowing his real oats everywhere in the UK. And Joshua, when he does it, he gets transferred and he gets a nice little reverend title and bishop and gets a new little wife, Priscilla. When you do it, you get shamed. You get demoted. You get put in the choir, demoted from praise and worship leader to choir. Joshua gets put on first class plane or private jet. Ooh! Her dad owns a private jet. And he's coming straight home, yeah. Run. So that's why, you know, you trolls when you come in. Before I used to cuss you lot, but I don't give you lot that energy anymore, because it's like, why bother? I'm out of that anger phase now, because what you lot need to understand, you lot are still salty and angry and fighting in defense of Dag, but I've moved on. You lot are going to stay in that same time zone because you're stuck in time, frozen in time. But you can see I've developed, I've moved on. Even my content's got better. What's changed about you and Dag? What's changed about Dag, actually? Same predictable flow prayer every time. Same predictable this. Same predictable. He's just so predictable. Like, and it's like, if Dag's in a lineup with like 5 pastors and they're all headlining, because let's face it, it's a show. They're all headlining this event and show. Dag is forgettable. He's so forgettable. Like, if after the preaching, these are not people in the church, or not people in the church court who are severely indoctrinated and act like they've been paid to be around. Because some of you come from the village. So when you see Kodesh, when you see Mampong and Akazo Bible School, that you haven't seen anything like, baby, I see Buckingham Palace is around the corner from where I grew up. All right? Go and Google it up, bitch. I'm from Ladbroke Grove. It's the ghetto of Notting Hill. Postcode is W10 ho. Go and check it. I can walk from my mother's yard to Hyde Park, period, to Buckingham Palace, baby boy. So I'm seeing buildings like Buckingham Palace. I'm doing up Big Ben. I'm doing up London Eye. I'm working in the mayor's office. I'm in the Shell. Do you know what I mean, bitch? I'm in that UFO. Listen, I'm in that UFO building. You know them ones. I'm in them invisible buildings where I'm feeling scared because I'm in them big lip going up. Sky roof. Skylight views of London. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? Because, baby, I'm not the average. I can get into clubs in Mayfair, Dorchester, Hyde Park very, very so easily. Absolutely easily. Are you all right? Do you know who you're playing with? If I can get into Mayfair, no, that means I can get into any of the top places anywhere in the world. This is the fashion capital of the world. Do you know who I am? outside in the streets. Even if I'm wearing the cheapest of the cheapest, I'm not going to look cheap because this is the fashion capital of the world. But y'all 304s over there on the other side of town, y'all gonna look cheap like you do. Yeah? That's why you always begging us for our bits when we come over there. Don't do that with me, babe, because I'm not the one. You don't want to go there with me, Chalet. You don't want to go there with me, Chalet. I'm not the blood clot one, Chair. You lot better get to know if you go blood clot know what it is inside these streets. Because me, Minakir, it's minakirministries.com. Period. It's, if you didn't know, it's Minakir, me, M. Candlelight International, Minakir Ministries International.com. All right. Sorry, guys. I know I'm munching the what's-its, but I've got to have these, Chair. Okay. My illness is not caused by a man, curse, spiritual attack. It's a predictable outcome of long-term stress and trauma. So this distinction matters. Why my ex-cult leader, this crazy guy, Dag Heward-Mills, did this. Let's look at the psychology of coercive control. When a cult leader claims responsibility for a former member's illness or disability, it serves 4 psychological functions. Retrospective control. So this is once you leave, they lose direct control, so they attempt to try retroactive dominance. So you're suffering because you left, this because of me. They still want to have that control and entitlement, but unfortunately you don't because you're nothing. I still have power over your body. This is a classic coercive tactic seen in domestic abuse, trafficking, and high control groups, all right? And that's exactly what DAG is. That mirrors batterer logic. Look what happens when you don't obey me. Look at what happens when you don't obey me. This happens to you, A, B, C, and D, and it's curses and it's HUL. Gaslighting. What DAG does up on Flow Prayer is he's gaslighting reality itself. By claiming supernatural causation. He erases medical explanations, even though he's a qualified medical doctor, which I'm going to go into, which makes it even more sinister, manipulative, and coercive. Okay. Undermines your trust in doctors, because he is one. Rewrites cause and effect. This is epistemic abuse, controlling what counts as truth. And tomorrow, because I don't want to share too much, guys, without... Yeah, he qualified in 1987, my love. So usually I don't even give him that. But because I'm using it to discredit and disqualify him, that's why I'm bringing it up, Chair. So usually I'm like, oh, he qualified in the 1987. He can't save a life as much as I can save a life. But bitch, today you're a doctor, innit? You know what you're doing, bruv. That's what they do. And then they come and complain, oh, she only put the writing, she only edited it to show it. What am I supposed to do? Put this guy up for a whole 2 hours? Are you crazy? I don't know. I don't think that I want to put him up for a whole 3 hours. Who wants to listen to that voice, babe? You got to be brainwashed to listen to that, sweetie pie. Are you all right? And you're all saying that Dag cursed me with my legs, but babe, I'm sitting here just thinking about Dag day and night. It's even better when I'm disabled like this because my kids are crying, bitch. My little black girl's crying. Who's going to look after you, mummy? What's going to happen to you, mummy? I got to see my little girls crying and going through the emotional trauma of seeing their mum looking like she's going to unalive. Are you all right? We're not going to come on here effing and blinding it. No, babe, I'm going to sit here very calmly and expose his blood clot ass. Are you all right? I ain't got time for this, Chair. I know when I talk, people listen. I'm on TikTok all the time. There's people, they go on their live, they're just talking to themselves, talking to 2 people. 39 people is absolutely amazing. For a platform like TikTok where there's millions, maybe even billions of people, they're just scrolling. It's like a marketplace. And there's 39 people that stopped to listen to me tonight. And there's more on the FYP. Guys, suck your mother dry. I'm not blow clock here. Even 10 people, 4 people is something. Are you all right? That's why the pastors don't come on here. Are you all right? But people are just they're going to be a spectacle when they come on here. So they know the dags and all that. It's only the backdoor ghetto wife stretchers like Toby. You know the people that need the attention. Austin, the Austins of this world, the Toby Adebayegers, the Anya Kapowers of this world. Minakir Ministries, baby. Oh, don't worry, Jay. We'll have our merchandise soon. Because you know what, guys? They love having their first love jumpers. They love having this. Let's get our Minakir hats and hoodies, bit. Wear that. Have it in your bag ready. So when you see these 304s on the street, just pop on the cap, Minakir Ministries. You don't even need to say nothing to them. We're part of the collective, Minakir. Can you see it on the hat? And some of them will just have MNCMC, you get me? At the back, Minakir Ministries. So you show them the front. MNCMC. Badman. Back. MinakirMinistries.com. Are you alright? I'm a bad girl. Are you alright? Of course our brand's gonna be streetwear. Just straight up hood streetwear. You alright? Don't play with me, babes. I'm the real Jenny from the block. I ain't got time for it, man. Everything I do is lit, bitch. Are you alright? Alright. So he undermines your trust in doctors, rewrites cause and effect. This is epistemic abuse, controlling what counts as truth. No, epistemic abuse. I'm calling it epistemic abuse. Chill! Narcissistic omnipotence fantasy. And do you know what, guys? During the pandemic, I felt like Dag became omnipotent. Like, because it was online and he was just everywhere. This ninja was doing up flow prayer in the morning from 3 a.m. until 2 p.m. Then doing up some First Love Center afternoon thing. But he never done the Sunday flow prayers for as long. In the weekdays, we were having them for the first 2 weeks of the pandemic. We had them every day. That's what I think really effed up my system. I think it was the pandemic, man. Because my health just started deteriorating after that. It was just a slow decline. Because that level of like mind control, this man is just EVIL, man. And it's like, you got to think, guys, these voices that they're hearing, these instructions, what they're saying, they're getting led by the Holy Spirit and God, but are they? Because that voice that they hear in their head to make these decisions and do these things, that ain't from God. I'm not even trying to make it speak and make it like the devil. It's ego. It's ego, and that's the psychology of the devil. Do you know what I mean? Like the narcissism, the not having compassion. That is the DEVIL, guys. They've been lying to us. And the sooner we come to these truths, the sooner we'll be free. Because when you're not in these truths, you're just like a bot, like a robot, just existing as time passes by. Part of that is the religious matrix, because that happens to you when you're in the 3D matrix. You know, you go to work, you clock on, you come home. That's why everyone's trying to find a sense of belonging. There's got to be a deeper meaning to life, this, that, and the third. But it ain't religion, child. There's no deeper meaning with that. It just gives you like a lot of structures and rituals, and it's just slavery. All right. So pathological leaders cannot tolerate accountability, limits, ordinary human casualty. So they inflate themselves into godlike agents, even if that means taking credit for harm. Because Dag's desperate now. So this is like damage control, and, you know, he needs to gaslight reality itself now. That's where he's going to try and stand up against me. He just looks like an idiot. Limits, ordinary human casualty. So you know when things just happen like to ordinary people, it's not like someone could have got in a car crash, unfortunately, underlie. Dag will make it. That's how they create the fear. Do you see? It's because that person, that they were evil against him, or they did come to church. It's just coincidence, but that's what they do. So they inflate themselves to godlike agents, even if that means taking credit for harm, claiming my disability is not strength, it is grandiosity, compensating for fragility and weakness. Because you got to remember, these men are weak. Like, even when he's angry, he looks like a cartoon character. You can't take him seriously, and nobody did. That's why Dag says that everything that he ever did, he had to start himself. Weaponizing illness as a warning to others. He's also not masculine. So if you're a man who comes in there and you're masculine, that's why he just gets women around him. He's just drawn by women, because Dag was the only son. All his siblings are sisters. So he's grown up around a lot of women. So he's very feminine. And so he tries to put on this personality of like this kind of like military, because he doesn't know what it, because his dad was like that and he doesn't know what it's like to be a man. I think his dad was quite strong and militaristic, like a strong man that looked like people would take him seriously. He was respected, and Dag just didn't have that. And he longed for it. He tried like real bad to like grow his ministry, to prove to his dad. That's why he's friends with, you know, that Jay Rowlings guy, the ex-president, because his dad and Rowlings apparently had beef. Apparently he put his dad in prison. Apparently Rowlings put Dag's dad in prison back in the day or something. Something like that. And then the dad was on the TV. He made him show him on the TV when he was in jail, allegedly, with a bed. And yeah, everything's coming out. So Dag's just the MESS. And he's got a lot of enemies. He don't like, no one likes him over there. All right, that's why he doesn't have like, he's patched things up with Archbishop Duncan Williams, but those people who have been around for years know that them two have historic beef. It was only when Dag started bussing and getting in the money, and no one cares about Archbishop Duncan Williams now. He's washed up. Who cares about Archbishop? His time's gone. No one cares about TD Jakes and Archbishop Duncan Williams. That time of them kind of preachers, them Americanized preachers with the big gold chains and that's washed up. That's old school. That's washed up. So now he's clinging on to Dag for dear life, because Dag's probably got more going for him than Archbishop Duncan Williams. It's only them fake idiots that's going to have him in the church. You know, like the begs like David. You know, the washed up ones like Nia Cerise. You know, them washed up ones when they're having their programs. You know what I'm talking about? It's all washed up in there. That's why Drisky coming out with this skit is amazing. It's great. Because it's going to make people stop and think. Your body becomes a symbol. This is what happens if you leave. This is proof I'm dangerous, I'm powerful. This is psychological terrorism, not spirituality. And that's what they are, spiritual, you know what is. That's what they are. Stress is not abstract, it is biological injury. Stress is the #1 unaliver. It's at every major system. The neuroscience is this. Elastic load showed that chronic stress causes elastic load, the cumulative wear and tear on the body. So long-term stress dysregulates cortisol. That's why I have adrenalism, because my hyperadrenalism, because one of my adrenal glands was producing too much cortisol, overworking to the point where it just unalive. That's how much they pushed me in that cult. I didn't even know what an adrenal gland was. They unalived my adrenal gland, because that's how hard. So all of you lot chatting over that side of the world that don't have free NHS, that's National Health Service to you, baby. We don't pay over her to have a baby. We don't pay over her to have operations. We don't pay over her. I could go to the hospital every day this week if I wanted her. What are you telling me? So when you're coming over here, make sure you're ready for the truth, yeah. Make sure you're ready for the hard start truth, because the truth is, bitch, if something happens to me today and something happens to you tomorrow, Dad can pray for you. You can be listening to Flow Prayer, doing everything, yeah. But I'm going to get saved and you're not, because I've got NHS and you don't. And that's just on period. That's on everything. Yeah, so you need to get, what you need to get is $1 per common sense, share. Because the only reason you believe in Dag is because you don't have these systems in place, chair. It's a lot harder to get us over here. That's why he can't get the money in Europe and the UK anymore. He can't get it because we're too clued up. We've got too much education here. So now I'm putting all of the awareness into the atmosphere. All the young people are listening to me. Are you all right? Do you know who I am, bitch? I'm a youth and community worker. I'm everyone's favorite youth and community worker. That's why I say I'm home girl. Are you all right? There's never been a youth and community work placement that I've been on and the young people ain't loved me and been all up on this. And these are gangs. These are young people that don't F with no one. They don't talk to the police. They're not going out there to chat. They're carrying things on them. So I'm risking my life when I'm working with them. Do you know them ones? Please, please, baby boy. Do you know who I am outside of these shit? The young people love me. The little girls want to be me. It's lovely. Are you all right? So when you come on here, babe, is that my sister? When you come on here, babe, make sure that you know who you're talking about. Thank you, babe. Because I'm not going to have anyone come. Just because you think Dag's the ish, it doesn't mean we believe that, babes. Yeah, it doesn't mean we believe that, chair. And that's why I'm going to break it down according to my lens. And no one's going to silence me. Because, and don't tell me, hey, why you're talking about Dag, let it go, let it go. He should let it go. How about that? Let him let it go. Because he's talking about me every blood clot time he opens his mouthpiece. The propaganda, the indirect. Are you all right? Tell Dag to stop talking about. If Dag stops talking about me, I won't stop talking about him. That's the thing. Because the difference between me and Dag is I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you straight up, because I've already said I'll be talking about this until the day I'm alive. I mean, I can blood clot here. You can see I can't move my legs. Do I look like I care? I'm in pain right now. Do I look like I care? Do I look like I care? Because I really don't. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because when my little girl's coming in and crying to me, oh, mummy, I'm worried about you. This geezer, I don't think anyone understands. You don't get it. But do you know what? I'm going to make you get it. I'm going to make you understand what we went through this year. I'm going to because it's like you don't get it. So because you don't get it, I'm going to have to do even more. And that's fine. Don't worry. I don't need, and as I said, I don't need to have legs to do what I'm doing. I don't need to have blood clot legs. Are you all right? Playing games with me. I just need the internet. Sorry, guys. Let me just stay on topic. Let me just get back to this. Just gets me so mad. Do you know what I mean? That like, I'm like this. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, he can just get on with his life. Oh my God, I'm so vexed. I can't even find... Okay, all right, here it is. You know when you're so vexed, you can't even find it. All right. Please me off, man. So long-term stress dysregulates cortisol, damages immune response, alters cardiovascular function, impairs kidney and adrenal systems. So now all of these girls are coming out and saying, oh, I'm convinced that, you know, men are unaliving women. That yes, they are. Yes. Remember I told you about the story of the Nigerian brother who was married to that woman and cheating on her, and I never knew he was married to her. I found out, he just told me that it was his girlfriend and they broken up and just living together. You know, they all lie. Anyway, he unalived the woman. After the woman's mother unalived, she couldn't take it because that guy's just taking the pee, cheating on her, treating her like a piece of human fecal matter. You know, they're like cult leaders. They give you silent treatment. A lot of them are narcissists. So it's a combination of religion and then the narcissistic religious man-child that they've got in the house that just treats them like a doormat because that's how they've been raised. So that, do you see, it's just a cycle that keeps going around. So it's not curses. You don't need prophet whatever to come and lay hands on you to prophetically remove. You need to go and put yourself in blood clot therapy, and you need to leave that man. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my head. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my head. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my head and send him on his way. Does anyone know that song? It alters cardiovascular function and impairs kidney and adrenal systems. This directly connects to my Addison's disease vulnerability, hypertension, because I had hypertension before, and then autoimmune dysregulation, chronic kidney disease progression. And as I said, you'll hear bits and pieces of my health story, but I will be doing an exclusive in the new year. So like, it will most likely be April. I'm launching my podcast, so there's gonna be a tell-all. It's just gonna be different on the podcast because I'm just gonna be saying whatever. Trauma is stored in the body, not metaphorically. Trauma, this is important, guys. Trauma is encoded in the amygdala. This is all the brain now. In the amygdala part of the brain, and that is the threat detection, the hippocampus, memory and stress regulation. So that's where we get like the post-traumatic stress disorder, like, you know, the CPTSD diagnosis. And that's why, like, you know, like trauma-informed thought has like metamorphosized so much. And before, psychology was like a subject that you would laugh about, in sociology, but now we're seeing that these you know, subject areas are becoming absolutely detrimental for our society, and it is growing and it is evolving and changing. So we're learning that these parts of the brain, they do hold memory, and that's why we've had to have, you know, like the study of, you know, like psychiatry and PTSD and, you know, those schools of thought. And so what happens is these fake prophets and whatever, they're stuck in the archaic old ages of time. Not even when they got recruited, they're like in the biblical era. They've created their own little self-sealing system where all their laws and rules apply, but the world is changing so much that they're trying to do isolation and information control, but the way the world is merging as one, I don't even know what's happening through the internet. It's like people are doing long distance relationships now, like mad things are going on just because of the internet. Are you all right? Child, the internet has changed the world. Even couples now, they're going on these dating websites, you're seeing some mad couplings. Like the world is just changing, chair. Like I feel like this new generation, they don't care about culture. Like this generation, that's like the next generations that are coming, they're not going to be marrying a woman from their tribe and who their mum says, and that's all BS. Hey, Miss CH, that's all BS. They're not going to be, they're doing what they want, what makes them happy. And then the parents are more woke, and they've learned through their mistakes, and so they're bringing up the children differently, not in the harsh ways that our, you know, forefathers and foremothers did with us. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's more of this soft parenting, understanding, speaking to your children, not being an authority like top down. That's why all of the bishops, the pastors, their kids are whores, harlots, just for the streets in many different ways. They will do things that you wouldn't even imagine. Like my child, you don't know my mouth is like a bin. But if you see my children, you don't even believe they're my children. So well-spoken, behaved, well-behaved, everything. My kid's got a WhatsApp group. And there's a girl, if the mum's at MESS, I had to cuss her out one time and tell her, if you keep getting feisty, I'm going to go and sleep with your husband on period point blank. I don't have time for it. And it will be his lucky day. You know them ones. Because them days, I was out in these streets, I was finessing the man them. I could see what her husband was like straight off the back. And I just needed to tell her about herself. So anyway, but they're your typical, you know, like pick me, washed up 304 that's married this rich Nigerian guy or Garnet, whatever they are. And you know what I mean? You know that vibe, goes to church, just religious, just indoctrinated. So this child is always going on about God, God, God. Thanks for the gift, babe. So guys, I couldn't believe it. My little girl came in and showed me the text, guys. I can't even repeat what she said, you know them ones, because I'll be breaking community guidelines. But it was this, be this, da da da. Yeah, 12 years old. And I started reading the message out, and I was like, not saying the bad words. And I was like, why am I not saying the bad words? Like, my child is literally in this group chat, and they are all they're saying the words, chair, but not my child. Not my children, chair. No, chair. Not my kids. So when my daughter came and showed me, I was just like, oh my God, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I've got such a good relationship with her. And I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, I am doing a good job, because I never got no message saying that my child's using profane language. Do you know what I mean? I just thought, look at that. You've got the mum and dad. And again, on paper, you'd think this little girl goes to a grammar school. Do you know why I didn't send my child to a grammar school? Because number one, she didn't want to go. I gave her the choice. But number two, I've got a grammar school really close to me. And I remember one summer, and I was outside in these streets, and it was when Sexy Red was bringing out her tunes. You know, it was my baby there, I'm a fine ass, I'm in the house, man, Gucci. You know, all of them tunes. I'm hearing these gal them singing songs off the album that they're not supposed to know about. I said, no. I said, my daughter ain't going there, because why do you know that song? Why are you lot skirt short and you're doing up that? So I'm not really into the grammar schools. That's where the most 304s are. And it proves it, because that's where she's going. So it's like, do you see how God delivered me from that fake life, thinking we know what's better, putting them in them institutions where they're going to be around, because we think, oh, a grammar school did it, but them gal there and there are loose. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, they don't teach them no self-respect. Yeah. They don't really know who their kids are, because they've been so strict. They're so strict with the kids that when they get into that grammar school and they've got their little time on lunch, you know what I'm saying? And now they're seeing real little boys. And you know them little boys, they're not even bad, man, but they're just players, just F-boys. So that's the worst type you could. At least the guys from the hood are going to, like, try and wife you. Do you know what I mean? You're going to get coercive control. You're going to get them pulling up at the school with, you know, the gang, so everyone can see what it is. You're going to get all of that. You're going to get all of that. But, chill. They ain't gonna use and abuse you like these church man them. I tell you that for free. They're not gonna turn your head mad. Because these hood guys, they're loyal, you know. Even if they go and they F around or whatever, these hood guys are loyal. Like, they remember, they come back, child. I'm telling you. You see the hood ninjas, they come back. But these people have got no sense of loyalty whatsoever. Do you know what? I'm not going to lie. I am going to do a book about loyalty. But it's not going to be, I have to be really healed. Because if I did the book now, guys, it would just be throwing shots at Dag. If I was to do a book on loyalty now, I'd just put it literally, like, I would just literally say all the things I just come for Dag. I'm not gonna lie, because that book really did ruin my life out of all of the books, because I really embedded that book. But I'll tell you something, when I do it, it's got to come from a good place. Like, I've got to be really not like Dag, all over the place, chaotic, not knowing where I'm coming or going. I can imagine when Dag sees the content, he's pacing up and down the room, you know, like a tyrant. Get it, take on down. You know, like how he looks like, get it, take on down. Do you know the best part about it is there's like nothing he can do as well. All right, let's get on to it. In prolonged trauma, the body stays in survival mode. So when you're in prolonged trauma, walking on eggshells, you know, just like, because it's just messy in there, man. The gal them will just be hating on you for no reason. Someone's hating on you because you've got a position. All of this stuff, like, it's just a lot. Cortisol becomes toxic. Organs are forced to compensate until they fail. So my organs failed me. That's why things happen like heart attack, this failure, that like there's a lot of like the chronic illnesses. Like, start to look at what people unalive from and start to ask questions. It's not like, oh yeah, that person unalived. Oh no, may she enter heaven. God may rest in peace. It's not about that. You need to be doing investigations. Like, what are these people unaliving from? Can we please understand and know? Because is there a pattern going on there? Because Bishop Oko was not that old. Same with Bishop Saki's wife, Juanita. She weren't old. And again, they used to work her like a dog, apparently. Like, you know, with the Healing Jesus Crusade and whatever. This is why trauma survivors often have bodies that resemble those of much older people. So obviously our internal organs age, but also the women look well old and washed up in there. Yeah, they could be like 21, but they look about 41. Like, there's women in there that are in their 20s, but when I'm in a good place, because you know I'm bedridden right now, and I've got severe pain in my back. Yeah, I'm clinically, legally disabled in the car. Yeah. But when I look good, do you understand? So a lot of them, they look much older in stature, nature, and the organs are aging. Medical neglect multiplies damage. In cult environments, illness is spiritualized, help seeking is shamed, symptoms are minimized or demonized. This delays diagnosis and treatment, worsening outcomes. Why claiming I caused this is psychological violence. So that, you know, him saying like he caused, basically he was using scriptures from Deuteronomy that talk about the knees and the legs, and he was saying, oh, when you can't walk, you need to be able to walk. Like, you know, because they're over there like in Ghana, it's like when somebody loses their legs, they're on a skateboard, do you know what I mean, on the side roads, do you know what I'm saying, like begging for food. But over here, when you've got a disability, like we have a system where we pay taxes, do you know what I mean? We've got a proper government chair. That it's not like you, Dag, you know what I mean? Like, friggin' hell, you can't have a pastor that's got a big church over here in the UK and he's meeting King Charles and friggin', who's the president? Keir Starmer. It's not Africa, babes. Do you know what I mean? You can't be corrupt and have money and then all of a sudden you're in the palace and you're getting awards, and it's not corrupt. You've got to work for what you've got over here in the UK. The things that you're doing up over there, Dag, it can't run over here in the United Kingdom. You think we're idiots. That's why Ghana's the epicenter. All right? Okay. According to WHO definitions, that's WHO, innit? So what he did meets the criteria for psychological violence, not hurt feelings. According to WHO definitions, psychological that includes threats to bodily integrity, exploiting vulnerability, causing fear through intimidation, using illness as punishment. And that's the World Health Organization. Even without physical contact, this activates fear circuits, which increases cortisol, worsens autoimmune response, exasperates fatigue and pain. So this is the stuff that's happening in there. Like, remember, like Christmas, this guy came. Dag, you were supposed to be spreading Christmas cheer, but you weren't feeling Christmassy, were you? So you decided to do up the Grinch and go in there and project all of your negativity, and because you're peed off, everyone else. This man was in there talking some human fecal matter. Because I was thinking, how is he going to preach this Christmas service? Because it's not been a great year for him, is it? I wonder how he's going to do it. He's so predictable. He just can't help himself because he's like a little boy. Like, you know, like he can't help the facial expressions. He can't help chatting. And everyone he's got around him is like, oh, hell, Dag, yes, prophet. Yes, you're doing such a good job. Yes, please. So it's a tyrant. He hasn't got anyone to speak sense. Like, everyone's just yes, man. So he's created this. He's gonna tear this whole empire down by the destruction of his own hands. He built it with his own hands, and it's gonna come down with his own hands, because you can't mock God. Do you know who God is? No, they don't. They act like they do. It's all fake. If they really knew who God was, they wouldn't be doing this to God's people, and that's on period, point blank. Why survivors disproportionately develop chronic illness. So large case studies show survivors of childhood ABUSE, DV and cult involvement have significantly higher rates of autoimmune diseases, cardiovascular illnesses, endocrine disorders and chronic pain. This is literally all of the different, you know, when you go to the different parts in the hospital, this is what I'm doing up. This is what I'm doing up. And this is why you'll find that especially second geners, and this is no disrespect to you guys, but you're a lot slower in your cognitive development because it just F's you up, you know, when you've been in there from birth. This is not coincidence, it is dose response biology. Hey Salade, the metaphysics, and this is in grounded truth, not mystical stars and mirrors and smokes and mirrors and all that. So long-term fear collapses the system inward. So this is talking about, I think, the internal loss of self. And, you know, we're going into this, like the psyche, the kind of philosophical, metaphysical, psychological concepts. But it's intertwined. So we're going into the bio-psychosocial, spiritual, scientific lens of the situation. So the body diverts energy from repair to survival. So, you know, your organs have to be repairing, have to give yourself time to rest. You have to like I'm saying to you, the universe has to flow in a certain way, as so our body, because we are one. Everything is one. Everything is one. We are one with the universe. Nothing mystical, just conservation under threat. So this aligns with the polyvagal theory, the somatic trauma theory, and the neuroendocrine exhaustion. The most important part of this is that I want to note and inexplicitly say, Dag Heward-Mills did not cause my illness, neither does he have the power to cause any illness over me or anybody else. You know, it's not a fairy tale. You don't have magic hands. So he participated in the conditions that made illness more likely. Chronic stress, fear, overwork, medical neglect and trauma. Claiming credit for that is not power. It is confession. All right. I want to also just quickly talk about this. Dag is a medically trained doctor. He qualified in the 80s, so he knows exactly how illnesses work, even if he hasn't practiced for a long time. He's got baseline knowledge of medicine. We can all agree that. He knows how stress affects the body. Sorry, guys. I just have so much pain, you lot. But I refuse to come on here and just be crying and screaming with pain. I'm gonna be on here consistently. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? We go through this together, and I want to say to survivors, you know, like, you haven't revealed yourself, just come and say hello, man, sometimes. Let me at least know you're out there. You know, I go through a lot, and I'm not trying to emotionally manipulate you. If you're not ready, you're not ready. But I shouldn't be able to emotionally manipulate you, because you shouldn't give a F. You should want to do it if you want to do it. I'm just saying, sometimes some people feel like, oh, I'm bothering Leah, like this and that. But I do like to get the messages when I'm unwell, because, you know, sometimes I could just be feeling like absolute human fecal matter, guys, like absolute poo. and then I come on and I see such a nice message and it makes my day. It's like, oh, it's like, oh my God, that this person got out, you know, oh my God, like they've been out for like 2 months or whatever it is. Or it could be, Leah, you know what, I've just left, I'm not ready to speak out now, but I will be. All right, so when a medically trained leader spiritualizes illness, this is power, gaslighting, and knowing manipulation in high control religion. So when they have like a doctorate, like, you know, David Antry's got a doctorate, or they're a doctor, or they got some sort of, you know, like higher level knowledge, learning, accolades, whatever, they know what they're doing, yeah? So why this medical training matters, and it's not accidental, incidental. A medical degree confers knowledge of physiology, understanding of stress, cortisol, and disease progression, awareness of psychosomatic interaction, familiarity with mental illness categories and limits. So when a medically trained person claims spiritual causation for illness, attributes disease to rebellion, sin, or curses, undermines medical explanation. So how does the two coexist, Dag? There's a discrepancy and contradiction there. This is not naivety. He just doesn't believe it, guys. He believes in medicine more than God. It is a conscious override of reality. He just knows that you lot are DUMB. You don't read. You don't get yourself any knowledge for yourself. Like, of course he's going to come as the Obreni and be telling you what to do because you're not doing nothing. He talks to you guys over there anyhow. Speaks to you like you're a house boy, a house girl, treats you anyhow. It's so bad. And then you come here and you attack me when I'm trying to say you free, cry. And you come here and you attack me. And then you tell me that you're not in religious psychosis. You're attacking the person that's trying to say you free. Oh, this is what philosophers and psychologists call epistemic manipulation, deliberately reshaping how people understand the truth. Yeah, it doesn't exist in here. That's man-made institutions and educations, even though that's what you've studied and that is your bread and butter, and without that job you cannot eat. But none of that effing matters. Do you know what I mean? You're just doing that to obey the law of the land. In here, schizophrenia is because you left me because I'm Dag Heward-Mills. Sorry, guys. BPD is because you were speaking about Dag and then you've done a revolt against him. BPD. Antisocial behavior when they create groups and rise up against Dag. Schizophrenia. Come on. Come on. If y'all in there can't see it with those who are mad, then you are, unfortunately. I mean, come on. Who writes a book called that? Crazy. He wrote that book for me on my behalf, baby boy. So you're just sitting there reading a book about Dag projecting about me. Isn't it crazy? And the people that know me, it must be like an alternate universe. Because I used to sit there and read the books and think, who's this dude talking about? But now y'all know that those who are mad, I'm the inspiration. I'm the one that he's using. I'm the coincidence and the mitigating factors. I'm the offense. I'm the one that's living rent free in this ninja's brain. So much so that he has to be talking about me, teaching, and has to be doing up writing books about me. Yeah. Gaslighting is different when the person knows better. Gaslighting isn't just lying. It is making someone doubt their own perception while knowing the truth yourself. So he's doing this. There's like different layers to this. Do you see how deep this is? Because he's a doctor as well. So in your case, the asymmetry is stark. The asymmetry is stark. You, a patient living with documented chronic illness. Him, Dag Heward-Mills, a medically trained authority figure claiming supernatural causation for me not being able to walk properly and my mobility, not having my mobility. This is abuse of asymmetric power. Psychologically, this is closer to institutional gaslighting than interpersonal conflict. The harm comes not just from the false claim, but from the authority with which it is delivered. Why spiritualizing illness is useful to a narcissistic power structure. In high control systems, illness is often reframed because it serves multiple functions. It removes accountability. If illness is spiritual, then overwork didn't cause it. Stress didn't cause it. Abuse didn't cause it. Neglect didn't cause it. The fact that you gave your rent money and now you're evicted and homeless didn't cause it. Responsibility disappears. Accountability disappears. It reinforces dependence. If the case is spiritual, the solution is more obedience, more proximity to the leader, more submission, more prayer, more tithes and offerings. Do you see how they manipulate you? And you're already in that stressful fight or flight mode, so that it's easier to coerce you to give money or coerce you to spend more time in the church. It's just all abuse. So this fundamentally locks people into the system even when their bodies are breaking down. Because once you get locked into the system, you get locked into the system. You've also got to remember... Oh, I should have used the other tripod. You also got to remember that it's a one world order in there, child. So whatever Dad says goes. And even when your body's breaking down, it's like a DRUG. So you keep coming back for more. Like, that's what addicts do. Even though they know it's unhealthy for them. There's pastors in there sleeping with hookers. Do you know what I'm saying? And they just keep going back, keep sleeping with these gal, them keep sleeping with the mistress. They don't care. Like a married man, the only time like that mistress thing breaks up is when the mistress leaves the man. He'll never leave that mistress. Are you alright? It allows the leader to claim omnipotence by implying I can cause illness, I can remove illness, your body responds to my authority. So it's like, I own you. Dag, you don't own me, B. I swear to God, Dag, you see this year, you're going to learn. I swear to God. On God, you're going to learn this year. On God. I'm telling you, mate. I'm telling you, you're going to learn, yeah. The leader elevates himself above medicine, biology, and even reality. And your common sense. This is grandiosity, not spirituality. That's what we see more in these pastors. And that's what that Drusky, is that how I say his name? Drusky. That skit that he's doing, yeah? That's what it's showing, because it's the grandiosity. It's a joke. It's a laugh. Do you know what I mean? It's not spirituality. So the significance of those who are mad, I'm going to give you guys a quick structural analysis. So pathology is always located in the follower, never in the leader. So that's how we know that a cult is a cult, is through the leaders. Like, we don't see that, like, for instance, the Moonies is a cult, even though the cult leader's a bit weird. Everybody's a bit weird, do you know what I mean? But it's when you see the cult leaders all wearing white, they're all in wedding dresses, there's like 1,000 people getting married on the same day. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the hallmark of authoritarian psychology. It's the hallmark, because we can see that it's a cult through the members' behavior. Yeah. So common features of such texts include extensive discussion of others, so this madness rhetoric, moral framing of mental illness, so they can that's why they credit it and evidence it through, you know, this demon thing. Because guys, you got to think about it. Yeah, what's their bread and butter? Because every organ, let me break it down to you, because they run a bit like local authorities and organizations. Yeah, in every local authority and organization, they've got a bread and butter like project or whatever. It might bring in like 2 million or something. Yeah, so let's say that contract, it will fund all the workers. That project, to keep it will be high pressure, a lot of targets, and you know, the person who's running that project, they're going to be the creme de la creme. Yeah, so similarly with church cults, their bread and butter is their claim that they can heal LGBTQ, they can heal diseases, they can raise people from the unalivement. Do you see what I mean? It's the miracles and the healing. That's their bread and butter. And they don't care how they're going to do it, whatever it takes to get it. Yeah. So, and people are DUMB. So, you know, the mogs are just out here doing whatever. Emphasis on rebellion, pride and disobedience, absence of reflexivity, no consideration of leader, pathology, power or harm. So this creates a closed moral universe. That's why this book, Those Who Are Mad, is so dangerous. The leader defines sanity, what is sanity and what's not sanity. Dissent becomes pathology, so saying no, having a different opinion. and suffering becomes proof of fault. And then you've got to remember, he's also writing this book, Those Who Are Mad, with his medical degree that he's going to put in there to let you know he's a doctor. So people will be thinking, this is it. This is what it means. And Dag's this doctor, you know, and he's a pastor, and he's now going into medicine. He's giving us these great revelations, guys. That is so harmful. But I'm not out here trying to get people out, do you know what I mean? Because I'm out and my family's out, Charlie. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't be doing that up, because I'll turn myself MAD for true. So that's not clinical psychology, that's ideological control. So why narcissism is often omitted. So in systems centered around a single charismatic authority, narcissism is the engine, not the subject. Naming it would destabilize the hierarchy. Self-examination would threaten control. So he doesn't want to out himself. So if you look at Those Who Are Mad, but there's no narcissism in there, why is narcissistic personality disorder not in there? He's spoken about antisocial behavior. He's spoken about all of the personality disorders known to man, apart from narcissism, apart from narcissists. Why? Because when he starts to show you that, it's going to expose that he's one. Because why wouldn't he expose it? Why wouldn't he include it in the book? So the self-examination would threaten the control. So the silence isn't accidental, it's protective. And Dag even says that. Like, when you don't say something, it's a message. Like, if you're not there. And if it's not there, it is a message. What's the message? It's him. You don't teach people to recognize the water if you are the ocean. Woo! What this reveals. We can safely say this describes traits and strategies, not a medical label. Grandiosity, inflated sense of self, of power, lack of empathy for bodily suffering. Instrumental use of fear, moralization of illness, exploitation of authority, medical and spiritual. Zero accountability, upward. Total scrutiny, downward. These traits are widely documented. Sorry, guys, I got some pain. Guys, this pain that's going in my leg, yeah. I'm sorry. I said I wasn't gonna come on air and cry, guys, to upset people. Like, I really didn't want to, but it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, should I just not come on then? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're all in this together. I know there's loads of survivors that live with chronic illnesses and they're going through it, like, just like me, and that's what's kind of giving me the strength to come on, because I'm like, Leah, just don't give up, like, just keep pushing, just consistency, just try and be consistent. Oh, who's that? Oh, hey, Black Girl Mind. Look at the bitch, she speaks now when I'm vulnerable. You Butters washed up. You know what, guys, I'm gonna go, because I can't get a block. You Butters washed up whore, you stupid